Mr. Feet? Mr. Bob A. Feet?
Sure, whatever.
What's going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Boba Fett back with a brand new unboxing and review video for you guys here today. I am super excited. I just spit a lot. God damn. Super excited to be bringing you guys this video for today. As you guys can tell by the video, obviously today we are unboxing this beautiful figure today here. Yes, ladies and gents. I'm super excited to be doing this video, well, because if you guys haven't seen my haul video, which you guys should go check out, I actually recently acquired all the Boba Fett figures that have come out, whether it's Sideshow or mostly Hot Toys, except for the Mythos Boba Fett. I do not want that. I do not care for that one just because Sideshow's trash, except for this one. We will get more detail later on. But yes, I will be unboxing and reviewing every single one of those figures every week up until the end, or in anticipation for the Book of Boba Fett, which comes out December 29th. And well, as you guys know, I mean, my whole channel's revolved around this whole freaking character in general, and well, I had to do it. I wanted to do something special for you guys, and well, what better than to, you know, bring you one of the best characters and in 1/6 scale form. So yeah, I will be doing that, and then I will be, like I said, I'll be chronologically reviewing every single Boba Fett figure that has come out, and then at the end of it, I will do a kind of a ranking video on which one's my favorite and why and all that stuff. But yeah, I'll get more into that and later on at the end of the video. So if you guys want to know more about that, stick around and well, stay tuned for that. But yes, ladies and gents, we have today the Sideshow prototype Boba Fett here. I'm super excited to be having this. I initially wanted this for a long time, and well, like I said in my haul video, it was just at the top of my mind, you know. I always wanted to keep my space limited just because of my pre-orders, but I was like, dude, come on, like, I'm like one of the biggest Boba Fett fans I know, I guess, or just in general that I feel like. I just feel like I've made that clear, very, very clear, and well, I had to have that in my collection. I had to like put a whole shelf. I'll probably showcase it maybe in my collection video, which I'm gonna do in the future, or later on down the line. But yeah, I told myself I need to get every single Boba Fett figure, and well, that's what we're doing today. And like I said, we have this beautiful figure today. So you know what? I'm gonna shut up and well, we'll just get into it. So yes, we have this beautiful, well, it's not. Well, we just have this white box, obviously, with the T visor over here in the front, of course, representing Boba Fett's helmet and all that. And yeah, it's a little beat up. I did pick this up for a rather much a steal because a lot of these are going for like 300, close to 400, I believe. I'm not too sure. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it goes up just because of Boba Fett. Everything Boba Fett, I personally feel like is going to go up in price, which is why I bought a bunch of stuff relating to Boba Fett. And well, I hope that it doesn't for most collectors, but I'm just doing it in preparation just in case I miss out on anything. But yeah, I got this for way below market value on, you know, one of those Facebook groups. And yeah, so yeah, it's pretty beat up, but I don't care about the box. I mean, I'm not going to be displaying the box. It's about the figure, and it's pretty self-explanatory with this. It's just a foldable open up, and yeah, we have this. We have little marks there. I don't know what the hell that is. It's kind of nasty, but it's okay. We are not here for the box. And then it has like a little reading right here. It says, meet Boba Fett in 1978. Joe Johnston designed an early prototype of the infamous bounty hunter Boba Fett for Star Wars Episode 5 Empire Strikes Back, the original Super Trooper. So yeah, they were gonna make a like somewhat like of a death trooper for the, you know, stormtrooper, but obviously in white. And well, it says here, the Super Trooper design featured striking all-white armor and the first prototype of Fett's trademark weapon. So yeah, they originally were gonna do like I said, a Super Trooper, like meaning like they were gonna make a better version of a Stormtrooper, but they actually didn't have the budget for all that to make more costumes of the same costume. So they were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna use that one armor, which was this one that they displayed. I'll probably show like a quick clip of his very first appearance, because to me this is his very first appearance, like before any of the holiday specials and all that. But yeah, and yeah, like I said, that appearance was fuck, I had a brain fart. Yeah, they used that and they were like, we're just gonna paint over it and see what we can do with it, which is the armor we see in Empire Strikes Back. So yeah, that's a very cool fact, very cool how Boba Fett was born in my eyes. And yeah, there's pretty much that slow thing. So yeah, there's pretty much that. It's nothing crazy with the packaging. We just have the figure there, just laid out there. And well, what we will do now is lay out all the accessories and then get into the figure itself. All right, so we are back with all the accessories laid out in front of us here today, and as you guys can tell, yes, seems kind of like Hot Toy selection, but I believe this was one of Sideshow's very first Star Wars figures they did. I'm not too sure on that, but I feel like I heard somewhere that it was somewhere along the lines that they were the first ones. And yes, I'm sorry, I know everything's white and my tape is white. I didn't have anything to really kind of go by with right now, but here we are. So I mean, I'll display it on my hand because, you know, I'm brown, so yeah. But anyways, but we do have a nice variety of accessories. I will point out one different, because there are two versions of these. There's a regular version and an exclusive version, but I will point that out in a bit later on, just in a moment. So let's just dive right into it. So let's just dive into the boring stuff, of course, and that's of course the hands. So the hands over here, nothing too special. There's just like your ordinary, you know, selection of hands, where we have a gun holding one right here, a fist palm right here, and then of course I guess you're holding like something like a bomb or a detonator or whatever. But yeah, when it comes to the paint amps on this, it's nothing crazy. I know this was an early, like 2014, 2015. Like I said, it's one along those lines. They were, you know, Sideshow, you know, kind of didn't really do much. So it kind of just looks like someone, in all honesty, it kind of just looks like someone chewed it up. But I'm not going to complain, because it's almost been 7 years, 6, 8 years. So, I mean, but it honestly still looks fine for what it is right now. It just looks like a really dirty white glove. And that's one thing that I probably am going to realize, is that since it is a white suit, it will, you know, obviously everything will kind of see into everything, especially the gloves, because I mean, the hands are the most, you know, used part of the body for the most part. That's what you use to grab on things and all that. So I would expect this to be like the dirtiest part, along with, you know, the feet, but we'll dive into that with the figure and all that. But yeah, there's the hands. Really nothing too crazy. As you guys can see, I did put these little accessories right here onto the base plate, but I'm gonna explain it, and I'm gonna talk about the base plate first. So of course, this is just a normal Sideshow circular base plate or stand, or whatever you want to call it, whichever you feel comfortable with. And then of course we have this little crotch holder, which I don't really use, but I probably will, just because this is a Sideshow figure, and we all know how Sideshow figures are. They do not balance well on their own, but I this one might. I might have to check that out in a moment, but we will check that out later on. But yeah, it comes out with a simple one, and like I said earlier, there are two versions. There is a normal one, which I currently have one right now, and then there is the exclusive one, and I will show up pictures. This one comes with a different base plate or stand, where it's like the like this special edition. And quick little story, when they were designing the suit and when they were actually doing the screen test for it, like I showed earlier in the video, they actually, when they were putting the armor on and all that, they needed a cape. And as you guys can tell, well, this is kind of what we're going to dive right into next right now. This is the cape right here. Obviously it's not on the figure itself, it's more so, like I said, an accessory you just put on later. But in the special edition version, the cape is a towel that they just randomly found nearby. I guess one of the, I'm not sure, maybe the editors, they were using it when they would play volleyball or something like that. They actually used a Star Wars like towel that was like somewhere hanging, and they just used that as a cape. So
in that footage, rather than wearing a cape or a serape, he's actually wearing, I think, a Star Wars beach towel. I don't know if or a Star Wars blanket.
Yeah. The early suit was a, you know, prototype, and so it hadn't been fully developed as it got to be later.
And the special edition version of this figure, the base plate is based off of the design of that towel, and then of course the actual cape in that version is the actual towel of, well, what they use. So yeah, the special edition is different. I will show pictures of what it is and what I'm talking about, because I'm probably not making sense right now. But yeah, I didn't get that one just because it was like a huge increase, and honestly I didn't really care for that. It might have been like a cool touch, but for me it's not really like a deal breaker in this case. But yeah, this is the cape right here. It's actually a wired cape right here, so as right here you can kind of see it's like, you know, not moving like crazy like you would expect it to. So, you know, it's easily foldable, and hopefully it'll be easier for me to like actually fold it. But yeah, there's the cape on there. And then like I said, I just have the normal stand, you know, instead of the special edition where it actually has the design of the Star Wars towel that they use, well, for the cape in the actual screen test. But yeah, enough of that. Let's dive into the other accessories. And like I said, these little things right here, I wanted to kind of showcase it just because it'll probably be hard to see in the white. But yeah, these are little knives that Boba puts in his like little shin pockets. I'll show that later on, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, well, you guys know what I'm talking about. And Boba Fett has shin pockets to put like knives in there for whatever reason. I mean, he is a bounty hunter, so he's gonna try to have weapons at him on all time. But yeah, these are little accessories that you put in there. I'll showcase it later on what I'm talking about. But yeah, those are it. Boba Fett doesn't actually change anything. A lot of these things are pretty much the same when it comes to Boba Fett. Nothing really changes except for the weaponry that he uses, and of course the cape and all that. But yeah, so these are actually the same exact ones that he uses in The Empire Strikes Back. I do not believe this one. I think he uses another one, but I'll probably have to double check up on that and later on and talk about it later. But yeah, these are the accessories. Nothing crazy. I'm not really gonna care about the close-up just because they're all white. Like, it's nothing crazy here. You just have a little bit of silver on this one right here, and that's about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then diving into one of my favorite parts, and my best, I guess, part, or one of my favorite accessories in the set is the jetpack. I know it's white and all, but I did not expect it to be as glossy as it is right now. You guys can probably tell by the light that it's super glossy, but I really like the look of it. It really looks nice and clean. And, you know, it's different seeing from like a very weathered and gritty looking Boba Fett to like a all white Boba Fett. I mean, everything all white looks pretty dope, but I'm not really like a huge fan of it and all that. But yeah, it's really cool, and I guess a fresh breath of air just seeing it differently. But I mean, I think it's really nice. I like the paint apps that they use on it and to make it look shiny and glossy, and I just like that touch to it instead of making it just matte white and all that. But yeah, there is the jetpack here, just all white. We have little, I guess, stencils here along the jetpack, just little things here and there in silver, and then of course we just have little, like, I guess, aluminum colored paint apps along the jetpack here as well. And one thing that's interesting too is that I believe this comes off, so it's like a firing rocket, like how Boba Fett uses it even with his new armors and all that. Yeah, it comes off, which is a very, very nice touch. I believe Hot Toys hasn't done anything with that yet. I know they will probably do that with the Jango Fett and everything else. So yeah, I think they didn't do that in The Empire Strikes Back, but I could be wrong because I kind of find things out not until like I just start popping things off. But yeah, that's a very nice touch. Very cool feature that they added into this. And actually, when you pop this out, you can actually move these out, so then it kind of seems like a little motor coming down on you and all that. So it's pretty cool. And then another thing too, which I don't know if it actually has to do with anything, the jetpack moves around like that. I'm guessing it's just to, I guess, have the direction where he's going to be flying and all that, which is a very nice effect. But you can move these little things over here, and now realizing we have like these little red dots on either side right here. But yeah, the paint apps on this is really good for it being, like I said, 7 to 8 years old. It's very, very nice, and I like how they executed this. It's a very old figure, not very, almost 10 years, I guess. You can almost say it's an old figure, but yeah, very, very nice, and one of my favorite parts of the accessories. And I forgot to mention that the back, or how you hook this on, is with the hooks on. Yes, I know, but I think it's a little bit different. A lot of people don't like how the current Boba Fett's jetpacks hang on. I certainly don't. I wish it was just magnetized and just plop that shit on there. But yeah, I think this one's a lot more simpler. I'll probably show that later on, maybe not, because I did put this on the figure already, and it was a lot more easier. I think it's just the hooks that it actually hooks on. It's not as wobbly as like the Empire Strikes Back from Hot Toys. But yeah, there's that, and that's how it gets on there. So we'll put that on there later on. And of course, last but not least, ladies and gents, we have the prototype armor weaponry. So I tried to look for it all over the place. I probably just didn't try hard enough, but I do not know the names of these weapons. I think they just never gave him it, from what I think. I could try to confirm that and try to like add like a little thing. If not, I'll just say no, I can't find it. But yeah, we have the weaponry over here. So we have his blaster right here, which kind of looks like a extended Uzi from here, and then just has little decals right there. And then of course we have like this little pistol right here, which is very, very nice. I'll get into this first. Actually, I'll get into this one first. But Over here we have this little pistol, very matte black with a little aluminum color down the barrel, and then it kind of looks like a suppressor with a little aluminum ring around it. And then we have this red button there, which is, I don't know what it's used for, but yeah, this is his pistol that goes along his side. I believe he has a satchel or like a, you know, a blaster holder for this, and I will obviously put that on there later. But it's a very nice weapon, very unique, definitely different. I think the closest thing I would come to this, or I guess looking to this, is probably Princess Leia's blaster, you know, the one that she uses all the time. But yeah, they never actually went fully, I guess they never fully, what's the word, they never approved of this, I guess, and they probably just scrapped the idea, and you know what, they gave him the blaster that he has now. And yeah, so that's just, that stayed in like the prototype stages where it just never was finalized, and they just, well, kept it in the prototype. So yeah, this was one of the 2 weapons that he used during that screen test, and of course the main blaster that he has. Like I said, this reminds me of a Uzi type, well, it literally looks like an Uzi, just extended barrel, and then of course an extended stock. As you guys can tell, it's all matte black, nothing special. Over here we kind of have like a very weird, I don't know what you would call it. I don't even know what it's for, honestly, but it has like, it looks like a little missile trajectory, like, you know, something like of an extra attachment to the gun. But as you guys can see on the side over here, we have like these little paint aluminum right there with little buttons right there. Very nice detail for what it is. 8 years. I mean, the attention to detail on Sideshow's part actually is pretty nice. And of course we have that little red button, which I have no clue what it's used for. But yeah, that is one of, this is the second out of, or the 2 out of 2 weaponry that, you know, the prototype contained. And you know, it never saw the light of day because, well, obviously we see the EE3 on screen, and well, we don't see this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the accessories here. Very nice selection. Obviously it pretty much is all going to go to use except for the hands, obviously, because we can't use more than 2 hands, which is very nice. And I'm glad they gave us accessories, which is not, you know, something that you can just have laying around. But with that being said, ladies and gents, we are going to jump right into the figure itself now, and well, we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gents, we have the figure here itself, and as you guys can tell, or actually my first thoughts on it is, this thing is beautiful. Honestly, I was really actually blown away. I don't want to say blown away, but I was very surprised by my expectations of this figure, just because it's Sideshow. Sideshow makes okay figures, but for what you're paying for, I feel like it's not even enough on what you get. And in this figure, I feel like it's the case. I basically almost paid retail for what this came out for. I believe this came out, cool. All right, so I actually had to put the stand because, well, that thing was not standing up. I did have to put it on a stand, like I said, because this joint is very stiff and it does not want to move, where this one, it's moving. So I hope, or I might have to change the body, but I probably won't, just because I'm too lazy to do that. But yeah, that's one thing that Sideshow, comes with, and that's of course, well, the bodies. We all know how the bodies are with this, and of course we know how they can tend to get loose over time, or they tend to break easily, or it's mostly just loose. But surprisingly, for how old this figure is, it's not loose. So I'm gonna showcase everything right now, and start from the bottom and go up. So as you guys can tell, we have the normal boots that it usually comes with, or Boba Fett comes with, of course. That is of course the same boots that he has now, with the little spikes in the front, of course. And then as we move along, we have these 2 little shin pockets, and that's where these little accessories come into play, which I was talking about. And that's of course these little knives. So I'm just gonna take a moment real quick. I'm not gonna put them in order exactly. I'll probably change them in a bit, but I just want to show you guys how exactly this is gonna work, and if this thing can go up a little bit more. So this one goes right here, I believe, just like that. Put that one there, and then we can put the skinnier one in here, right there. So we have 2 there, and then the other 2 go on this leg over here. Put it there. We have that shin guard there, and then we put the skinnier one. I don't know exactly if it's supposed to go, but yeah, we have the shin guards like there. So, or yeah, I guess you can call it shin guards, shin pockets, or whatever. But yeah, those are supposed to go in there just like that. So we have those there. The whole entire bodysuit, of course, is made out of cloth. I believe he has a little fat suit under, the Under Armour, but we'll talk more about that once we get to that section. And yeah, we have those there where the knives go, and then of course we have the knee guards, where if you guys seen the video, these are rockets. they are actually on every single Boba Fett figure, I believe, that they've come out with. So they are pretty much the same there. It's just obviously white, and then they have the aluminum finish on each of the little pistol sides. And yeah, and then as we move up the thigh area, we have, like I said, everything's cloth. We have these two little pockets that are actually filled up with, like, I believe a foam material inside, so it shows that, you know, they're actually little pockets and they don't show as baggy. I believe in the other figures that Hot Toys made, they actually don't put anything in it, so they kind of have like a loose look to it, which I believe is accurate compared to this. And then as we move up to the crotch area, we have a plate over here that is obviously chrome finish. That's just, you know, to protect his balls and all that. And I mean, that's normal with every Boba Fett figure. You see that they have this little protective plate right here. And then along here, we have both pockets right here that Boba Fett has. Of course, this one is filled out with the foam material, like these ones here as well. And of course, like I said, they're made out of the cloth material. The downside of getting this on, well, the cheaper side of the market is that it did come with these little nasty ass stains. I do not know what that is. I have a feeling it just has to do with over time, you know. I guess it's like the whole situation with the Han Solo shirt with the A New Hope version. You know, the shirt tends to yellow over time. I think it's just over time, just wear, just displaying it. I guess the sun or wherever it was displayed made it go like that. This side a little bit, it's kind of starting to do it, but it doesn't show as much as this side. So it's kind of a bummer that you can't really get it all white, but at the same time, it doesn't really bother me. I'm not gonna be staring at it all the time and all that. But yeah, that's a little thing to point out there. And then the back, just the same thing. It's just the back. His buttocks right there, my boy looking mad thick right there. And then of course, as we move along this area above the crotch area, we have the belt, the iconic belt that Boba Fett always has. These little belts, they're all white, normal, just normal, like the normal ones. They're a pleather material, I want to say. Very, very soft and just very loose around. As you guys can see that they have everything, you know, just there's 8 pockets there and nothing really much. And then the back is just the strap of it right there. And then of course, as we move along, one of the most iconic parts of Boba Fett's armor is of course the chest area. We have the little shapes over here. They are all gloss white right here, which is a very nice look. I love how the light reflects off of it. It looks very, very clean, as you guys can tell. And then it just has everything. We have the little meter here too. I call it the meter. I know it's not called the meter, but we have it there. But it doesn't have like the other ones where it has like the little numbers and all that. I believe they didn't install that yet. Maybe they did. I may be wrong, but yeah, we have that there. And then I'm gonna move on to the arms, of course, and of course, I said that twice. We have the hands, and like I said, the hands are gonna look very like beat up and all that because, like I said, it's white. And then of course, you know, your hands are the ones that you use the most on basically anything. That's just a fact. And then if we move up the gauntlet areas on both sides, each side is different, which is very, very nice. We have this side, of course, which I believe it's a blaster. It shoots from it. We have very nice detail on it for, you know, like I said, being 8 years old, it has a very nice attention to detail on this. As you guys can tell right here, we have little just, you know, it's all white, but of course we have little details on it where it has like very different colors, like this long black part right here, along with little buttons along there. And then of course we have like this little, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's like little spikes along here, and then this little black button. And then we of course have the tubing that I believe every Boba Fett should have, is this one over here, which, you know, they did end up putting that into production for the film. And yeah, there's that side, of course. And then we move on to the other side, which is the flamethrower side, which I love. This one did actually have tubes. From what I know and from what I'm looking at my Empire Strikes Back one, they didn't actually go through with adding the tubes on this side. So as you guys can tell, they did add like the accuracy of where the flamethrower is coming at. We all know that it comes out from the left side, but in the, you know, final production, it's kind of hard to see where it's actually coming from. I kind of got confused at first when I first started, like, you know, getting into Boba Fett, which arm it was coming out, like the flamethrower side and all that, which side it was coming from. But obviously it's on this side because of all the tubing and all that. Then we have like a little missile right here, of course, and then we have like his normal other attention to detail on this is very, very nice for the age of it and all that. And yeah, there's that side right there. You guys can take a closer look like that. Just take a pause or whatever you need to do. And yeah, and then as we move along both arms, we just have the cloth going just on both sides. And then of course we move on to the best part of this, and that is of course the helmet itself. So this was very, very nice, just all white, obviously, as you guys can tell. Very, very clean looking. And as you guys can tell, we have the little thing right here that every Boba Fett helmet still has to this day. And then of course we actually have this little black dot, which I have no idea what the uses for it is, but there it is right there. And of course we have like these little two I guess I'll call them chevrons, but two little chevrons over here that, like I said, Boba Fett still has. One thing I noticed as well is that this doesn't have the indent that, well, Boba Fett's most iconic or mostly known for, is that indent that Cad Bane actually gave to him. Yes, Cad Bane gave it to him. I don't care what anyone says. Dave Filoni confirmed it with his little unfinished Clone Wars episode. That's what happened, and that's how it's gonna stay. But yeah, it doesn't have the indentation right there, obviously because they didn't know what they were gonna do with the character as well. And then of course we have the rangefinder, as you guys can tell. It looks exactly the same as the well, every other Boba Fett, where it has a green light and the red light right there, and then it's just black right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to everything on this figure. Like the back is just normal, it's not really anything special. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I did want to show how the jetpack goes on this. So like I said earlier, you just get the jetpack, and yes, they have the little hooks like the Empire Strikes Back one from Hot Toys. But the good thing about this one is these don't actually move. So when you put it on, it's so much easier than when it just wiggles around, where the other ones are much looser. I'm not proving that point by doing that, but it took me like one try to do it, and I will try to show it right now. So we can get it. There's one, and then there's the other one that's not doing it. There you go. So there you go, they just hooked on like that. And I think what really helped is the fact that it has like a longer, and I'm pulling it from both sides. Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Each toggle right here, or hook, and it pulled out. Nice, cool. But they're really long, and it really like latches onto it way better than the other short ones. But yeah, there's pretty much it. Let me fix that real quick. Yeah, I actually put it back on. I just have to be careful not to tug on it, because then that shit will rip. But yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention is also the cape, and I actually have to figure out how to put this on. There's this little hook right here on the cape at the edge of it. Hooks on there. I have to fix that later. But yeah, you have the cape, and there's Boba Fett right there. And yeah, this figure is really nice for what it is of age right now. Like I said, thankfully it's white, so you don't really see the old age of it, because it still looks brand new with all the white armor. But once you start to feel it and all that, well, you kind of start to see it. But with that being said, ladies and gents, now we will go off to the final part of the video, and that is of course expressing my final thoughts on the figure, and of course showing it in the many different poses that, well, you can display it. So we'll be right back.
Alright, ladies and gents, we are back with the final part of the video, and that is of course my favorite part. More so this time, it'll be a little bit different just because of the figure, and I'm kind of on like a time thing, on a time frame right now. But here it is, ladies and gents. I would probably just be showing this one pose that it's in. And well, if you guys don't know if this is one of Boba Fett's most iconic poses, I'll probably show a picture right beside it or next to it, or I don't know, you'll see it. And as you guys can tell, I tried to do it as accurately as I could, and let me put that up right there. But as you guys can tell, this is one of the many pictures, or if not one of the pictures, that they took during the screen test. And well, here it is. And I feel like this absolutely like pictured it, like it's just accurate. I tried to do it as accurate as I could, and I feel like I executed that well. And well, with this figure being very, very old, well, it still captures that, and I really love the presence that it brings. I know definitely once I have all my Boba Fett displayed and all that, it'll bring an absolute beautiful presence to just the shelf, and it's gonna be its own, because it's all white, and well, it has its own story. And I think that's a very vital part and really sick part about this figure in particular. But yeah, I mean, I hope this pose is enough for you guys, because well, it's beautiful. It's perfection, honestly. Like, I never thought I would really, like I said, I like this, version of Boba Fett, but I never really was like a huge fan of it. But seeing it in person, seeing it in its own scale, and just, you know, just it has its own presence. Like I said, it's beautiful. Like I said, it does have its cons to it, obviously, since it's an older figure and all that. But once you get it right, once it works out perfectly, it just works out so perfectly. One more thing I say, but definitely for sure, this look of Boba Fett really is going up the ranks, and you know, my favorite looks for it. And yeah, that's really all I have to say, you know, towards the figure itself. This being the very first version of Boba Fett ever is a very vital part in Boba Fett's history, and of course, well, he is my favorite character, and like I said, I'm a completionist when it comes to him. So, you know, like I said, this thing's beautiful. If you guys get the chance to pick it up, I mean, by all means, pick it up. The only thing is, like I said, I don't know if the Book of Boba Fett will make this go up in price because of, you know, how popular it'll probably make Boba Fett, and people are just gonna want to go buy some, just like how the Clone Wars were. Look at all the Sideshow clones. Before that, I remember I bought 5s for like $250, and now he's going for like $1,500, $1,000. Like, it's insane. But let's hope maybe it doesn't. Maybe Hot Toys will reissue another one. And if they do, I mean, I'm gonna pick that up because, like I said, Hot Toys, they always know how to make up-to-date things, and well, I'm pretty sure they won't disappoint when it comes to that. But we will just have to wait and see. But ladies and gents, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, because like I said, I love Boba Fett. Boba Fett is literally my life. I don't want to say my life, but he has been a big, huge part of my life. And well, yeah, this is the first of the 5-part series that I'm going to be making with Boba Fett. I'm super excited to be, you know, seeing how he's going to be along with all my other figures. But yeah, you guys enjoyed, leave a like. It really helps me out with the algorithm and all that. And of course, let me know what you guys think about this figure here. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not? What do you guys like about it? What do you not? I mean, and let me know, like, if this is something you guys would pick up on your own if Hot Toys, you know, decide to, out of nowhere, you know, reissue it. But, and of course, if you guys want to tag along for this little 5-part series, you know, for all these figures that I'm going to be reviewing and all that, well, hit that little red button that says subscribe, and hit the little bell notification so you guys know when I, you know, my videos come out. Because, I mean, who else would you rather watch Boba Fett, you know, unboxings other than the man Boba Fett himself? I mean, it's just only right. And of course, I really appreciate you guys. You guys made it to the end of this video. You guys are beautiful. You guys are awesome. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.